Have you ever looked at a map of Africa and wondered why so many of the borders are straight lines? It's almost like someone drew them with a ruler. Well, that's not far from the truth. And the story behind those lines is one of ambition, power, and profound consequences for an entire continent. This is the story of the scramble for Africa. In the late 19th century, Europe was buzzing with industrial growth and nationalistic pride. Countries like Britain, France, Germany, and Belgium were looking for new resources, new markets, and new territories to claim for their empires. Africa, with its vast, untapped wealth, became the ultimate prize. The competition was so fierce that it threatened to spark a major war between the European powers. To avoid this, a meeting was called in 1884, not in Africa, but hundreds of miles away in Berlin, Germany. Hosted by Chancellor Otto von Bismarck, the Berlin Conference brought together 14 European nations, plus the United States. Over several months, they sat around a table with a map of Africa and literally carved it up. They drew borders that cut across ancient kingdoms, ethnic groups, and natural landscapes, with absolutely no regard for the people who actually lived there. Not a single African representative was invited to this meeting that would decide the fate of their continent. Imagine waking up one day to find that your village is now part of a new country called French West Africa, while your relatives just a few miles away are suddenly in British Nigeria. This was the reality for millions. The conference set the rules for colonization. A European power could claim a piece of Africa simply by occupying it and notifying the other nations. It was a free-for-all. A mad dash for territory. Within just a couple of decades, almost the entire continent was under European control. Only Ethiopia and Liberia remained independent. But what did this colonization look like on the ground? It was rarely peaceful. European powers used superior military technology to crush any resistance. Once control was established, the primary goal was exploitation. The colonizers forced Africans to grow cash crops like cotton and cocoa for export instead of food for themselves. This led to widespread famine and economic dependency. They built railways, but these weren't for connecting Africa